In a blockbuster trade, the Indianapolis Colts acquired All-Pro running back Trent Richardson from the Cleveland Browns in exchange for a first-round pick. In another blockbuster trade, I acquired Yumi Dupree in exchange for a VHS copy of Indian in the Cupboard. Welcome to Couch and Sports. Hello and welcome to another episode of Couch and Sports. I'm your host, Matthew Grossman, and with me as always is Couch. Now Couch, what's the show brought to us by this week?
This episode is brought to you by Helium Prisons, or as a lizard-based Illuminati shell government ran by Overlord Barack Hussein Obama would call them, Harrison's Balloons.
Thank you, Couch. Now let's take a look at this week's headlines. The entire Cornell University men's lacrosse team was suspended following a hazing event involving alcohol. It's just such a shame that because of one boneheaded mistake, these young men will likely miss out on lucrative professional lacrosse careers. Metallica gave a live performance of Enter Sandman at one of the Yankees' final home games in honor of Mariano Rivera's retirement. In honor of Todd Helton's retirement, the all-Indian NSYNC cover band Mumbai Bye Bye played at Coors Field. I'm also being told he was presented with a half-melted ice cream cake from Walgreens. Last Sunday, the Houston Astros drew a 0.0 Nielsen television rating. In an attempt to boost ratings, team ownership submitted multiple plans in order to increase popularity, such as more merchandise giveaways, free agent acquisitions, and playing a more interesting sport. Cardinal safety Rashad Johnson posted a post-game picture of his hand after he had lost the top portion of his middle finger during a game. Nope! Last week I showed you guys exactly what it was like to be a fan of the Detroit Lions. And this week, Nicole continues our expose of sports in the Motor City.
Or what's left of it since the First World Order bankrupted it in order to invest their money into a weather-controlling device, or as Barack Hussein Obama likes to call it, NOAA. National Ocean and Atmospheric Administration? Sounds like a bunch of hot air to me. Harrison's Balloons.
Take it away, Nicole.
Hello, Couch and Sports fans. Today I'm reporting to you from the historic city of Detroit, Michigan. We're going to do a special on the history of Detroit athletics today. Now, unfortunately, the airline lost my bag with both my camera and my script in it, but it's okay because I'm going to shoot this episode on my cell phone, and I know enough about Detroit history to get us through just fine. I'm here in front of Comerica Park, home of the Detroit Tigers. The Tigers were named after an unreleased Marvin Gaye track, Tiger, I Hardly Know Her. This statue commemorates Antoine de Cadillac. He is the founder of Detroit and celebrated cricket player. I'm standing in front of Ford Field, home of the Detroit Lions. The Lions were named after the legendary gladiator fights, which took place here thousands of years ago. This famous statue, called the Fist, commemorates famous boxer Joe Louis, who was also the composer of several Motown hits, such as The Way You Do the Things You Do and Come See About Me. I'm standing in Detroit's famous Greek town, birthplace of the Olympics. This is the Detroit River. When the river freezes over every winter, it's the site of every Detroit Red Wings game. I'm standing in front of the Renaissance Center, GM World Headquarters, and the home of every NASCAR race since 1943.
I am back in New York, and I did a little bit of fact checking, and that was all wrong. So, back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Nicole. Those subtitles made it really difficult for me to ignore all of the stupid words that fell out of your dumb face, but somehow I found a way. Well, that does it. That concludes this week's episode of Couch and Sports. I've been your host, Matthew Grossman, and with me, as always, is Couch
Obama.
Thanks for tuning in.